Hi everyone, it's Paige and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and we're going to do a fun video today. We've done a lesson before. This is my coach, Tyler Hall.
That's me, Tyler Hall.
And I go through these phases where I don't really care about my game, and then I get really into it and I want to fix it and I want to be great. And so I'm kind of in that phase right now, and so I reached out to Tyler to give me a lesson, and I think there's going to be a lot to work on. So we're going to give you a behind the scenes look of an actual lesson.
Yeah, well, one thing I think is important to all of you, that's important to Paige. She gets focused a lot on possibility, so her anxiety levels go really high and really low because she's always thinking of ultimate success or absolute failure. But when we have an athlete such as yourself, and a pretty darn good one, we need to get her more into the probability phase and know that things really aren't as bad as she thinks they may be. So it's just about kind of reining her back in, getting her some confidence, making sure her positions are good and arms and hands are synced up with her body, and from there she's good to go.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler is my swing coach, but he's more of my mental coach, because anytime that I get desperate or I have one bad round, I tend to freak out, and then that's where I reach out to you and I go, my game is done, I'm never playing golf ever again. So Tyler gets the worst of it. Well, when you see me for lessons, I'm at my lowest point.
Well, I thank her too, because I now have a PhD in psychology, and graduating in Kansas with communications degree, my rate's going to keep going up.
Moving up. So let's just get into it.
All right, give me two more, Paige. Yeah, there's your problem right there. You get here, and then you don't have that forward shift, which is also a shallowing move, right? So then from there, what happens is the body starts to spin, and then it has to shut down, and now the club is it's moving left. So two things. One, we need to feel a little more centered, okay? So let's get rid of all of this. I think backswing, as much as that feels odd to you, let's just see what a little bit more rotation starting off does for you, okay? And let's not fight that too much. But the big thing is we need stability through that shot. So we're gonna do a lot of these today. Feeling just right arm on the, or left hand on the right bicep here. And I want you to feel like the body's releasing the club. Okay? Watch when I do it here. So I give it a little set and just feel like everything's kind of
turning together.
Yeah, the body's forcing the release to keep the face stable.
Instead of like my arms doing everything.
Yeah, because you kind of get here. You get a little trap behind it, a little spun out, and then you get that.
Yeah.
So when you turn, I want you to feel like your center line stays a little bit more on top of that ball. Yeah. I don't want you forcing this. Okay? As you go back, yeah. You can feel the handle push away from you, kind of straight or back, but I don't want you to feel like you're lifting and pushing out. Okay? So stay centered and go back just a couple times. Let's not even hit it. Yeah, good. Do that again. Totally different look.
Yeah, easier.
So what happens when you force yourself to stay centered in your turn, what happens quicker?
Yeah.
Your pivot, right? So where your arms and hands want to go?
It's gonna move back.
They want to move back in. So rather than kind of getting this, right, to where everything wants to kind of push out away, now everything is turning quicker. Yeah, so those hands should be able to work in a little bit more. chase width, what do you want to do? You want to like reach back. Everything wants to shift this way. So as you were trying to do that, your body wasn't pivoting.
Yeah.
Okay, so now your arms, everything's reaching out, and your pivot kind of gets stalled out on the way back, and then it wants to race early.
Yeah.
So now everything is here, and you're totally jammed up.
Yeah.
Good. So center out. That's so funny, Steve. Good.
Just based on how you hit it.
You don't have the shift happening, okay? So your body starts to clear early,
Yeah.
and then your center's behind it. Everything's gonna. pull
That's
up.
where I get that position. It's not like that separation where it's like you actually see my legs, not like that, right in the middle.
Yeah. So I feel like the more you can stay kind of on top of that ball, now when you do this, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna.
Spin back.
Yeah, it's almost gonna feel like you're loading into that left side, and everything's gonna feel like it can kind of fall and go.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of hinge in that right hand. I want you to hit with your body. Let's start getting rid of that flip. So just a little hinge. Good. It's hard. Just a little hinge away.
Better.
Good. Oh, you're hitting this thing with your rotation. All right, keep
You
going.
were not safe there.
It's not easy, that's right. Your hat says bad.
Just for this drill.
You can't get you can't get here if that doesn't rotate,
Yeah.
right? What happens is this clears out too early. Now this is dragging back. So what happens? This has to stop
And that flips.
and that flips.
Yeah.
And your center of mass is back here. So where the hand's going?
It's going left.
It's going left. It's got to go left.
I hate this.
It's all right, nice and slow. Like, try to freeze that hand waist high and feel like the handle's still leading the club head.
Bigger turn. Okay?
Good.
So I would say 90% right now we're low.
So, yeah, it feels like refried shit right now, but the better you do it, the more your body's gonna want to find that is gonna want to find that connection down and through the shot, and then you'll create a little bit of less of that early body run, and you'll find the stability of that face.
It's not so easy. We're putting that in. We're not putting that one in.
Come on.
It's for the bad shots.
We're just making sure the club's not broken. So a little hinge.
It's a good one.
So I feel this.
Yeah.
None of that.
So every drill that you teach me, I teach them.
Mm-hmm.
And people say that they're horrible drills and I don't know anything. Do you take offense to that? Because they think that I'm teaching it, but they're actually your drills.
Yeah, well, hey, if they were my drills, I'd be honored. Look, everything we do, good instructors do, is it applies to the student, right? So you have to make sure that what you're working on applies to you. I could pick up a Golf Digest, I could go surf YouTube, tons of great content, some suspect content, but if you don't know what applies to you, yeah, you could be working yourself completely in circles. So I think it's all about understanding, where you are, where you need your fix. what someone else needs is maybe completely different than what you need. So,
yeah, and I usually try to just do the drills that are kind of like the ones that we're doing, or just connection. I feel like that is good for everyone. I feel like everyone needs to be connected, no matter like how your swing plane is, how you take it back, how you take it through.
yeah,
If your
I mean,
connection's good, you're going to hit it well.
what does everyone want? They want more consistency.
Yeah.
Well, consistency is as great as it sounds, and as much as we want to deliver that, it's a bit of a farce. So things we can control are, getting the club stable. We want that face as stable as we can, and we do that through connection, using the big muscles, using our body biomechanics, allow that golf club to stay stable through the strike. And yes, you're exactly right. That's something that anyone can benefit from. And that's what the drills we do. We try to simplify the motion. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. Plenty of great methods out there and different takes on things. But to me, the golf swing is the body turns, the arms swing, the weight shifts. So
Yeah.
if you can time those three things, we don't have to get super complicated.
So you guys
This is what it is. Yeah.
heard it here first. These are not my drills, these are Tyler's drills. So you have a problem with them, go see Tyler Hall. And he played on tour, so if you have any problems with that, I mean, if you think you can beat me, you cannot beat him.
She could be right. Good.
So I finally got the drill sort of kind of down a little bit, but today we worked on connection and my takeaway. I was moving too much off the ball, and so we really tried to center me at the start and then also on my takeaway. And then the drill that I was just doing was for connection. Did I explain that right?
Yeah. So Paige, like many people, she was chasing some width on her backswing, and she in her own way, she was getting there by reaching back and kind of drifting back, and her setup was kind of getting out of position in an effort to create width. When all we did was get her to center out, and then all of a sudden, rather than swaying and drifting too much to her right side and starting too much like this, she was able to start her pivot much earlier, which allowed her hands to just kind of carry on a nice path on the way back rather than too much forced effort. And then from there, she was able to kind of shallow it. And the big thing again is learning to tame her lower body and get a little bit more connected with the arms and hands through. So that's why we do this drill. Great drill, just left hand on the right bicep for the right hander. Feel a little hinge of that right hand and let the body hit the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a big difference between someone that spins out, has to flip like you do, and someone that uses the solid trail side of their body to really stabilize that club face. So in a nutshell, that's kind of what we're doing.
Yeah, and Tyler teaches out of New Jersey and then also Arizona. So I'll link his website down below, and then where can they find you on social media if they want to ask you more questions about the swing?
And trash my drills?
Yeah.
My Instagram handle is Tyler_Hall_golf. I've got a website, tylerhallgolf.com. You can find me at Upper Montclair during the majority of the season in Clifton, New Jersey, and out here in the desert in the winter. So.
Yeah, no, Tyler's a great instructor. I mean, he's been helping me for 7 years? 6,
I think I knew you.
7?
Yeah.
I mean, I've known him since I was 12, but he's been teaching me for like 5, 7 years
probably
now.
2015.
Yeah, and obviously there's still things that I need to work on, but he's helped my game so much in my ball striking. I've always really kind of struggled with my ball striking because of all the moving parts that I have, and I feel like now is the best that I've been playing, and maybe I'll give it a run again.
Yeah.
Do you want to caddy for me? Should we
Yeah.
go? Should I go play pro again?
Hey, 1 for 1. Yeah, Paige, she's like all golfers. They're always tinkering. We're working on things, but it's important, again, with all the information that's out there and all the rhetoric and the different marketing ideas and some great stuff, not some great stuff. But it's so important to kind of rein into the things that you need for your game, and not get too hung up on what you're seeing, or some people don't know how to film correctly, so that what they're seeing on film is totally opposite of what's actually happening, and the next thing you know, they're spinning their wheels trying to fix something. So it's understanding your move, the few things that kind of get that to sync back up, and not trying to get too perfect. You start chasing perfection, and you're going to be in trouble in this game.
End up like me in mental head case. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It's always fun to reconnect and do a lesson, which I definitely needed. So again, if you want to check out more from Tyler, I'll link his website down below. And don't forget to like this video, leave a comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next Thursday.